Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach, along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. You know we talking boxing. If you know we talking boxing, you know we got Byron here. Man, another spectacular fight that we about to go into. But before we go into it, make sure you go on Spectator Sporting YouTube page, subscribe to that page, leave comments. We do appreciate it. Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev once again did not disappoint. Another epic, another close fight, but this time part two. This is one of the times where part two is just as good as part one. Yeah. Dmitry Bivol gets his revenge in a majority decision victory, improving a 24-1, 12 knockout, and is now IBF World Light Heavyweight Champion, IBO World Light Heavyweight Champion, WBC World Light Heavyweight Champion, and WBO World Light Heavyweight.
Undisputed.
Sorry, but I gotta tell them. Everybody might not know what undisputed is, so I just gotta explain it to them. Yeah, Beterbiev suffered his first loss, falling to 21-1, 20 knockouts. It would not be shocking if this happens again, but Byron, what was your thought on this rematch?
It was a great fight. I had it 115, 113. I do not understand.
For who?
I had it 115, 113 for Bivol.
Okay. Let's make that clear.
I didn't watch the fight with me, so I don't want to hear his shit. Adi was correct. He did correctly pick a unanimous decision for Bivol. And what I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted was I do not understand the people that are screaming that Beterbiev got robbed in this fight. Look, we have opinions when it comes to predictions. That's all it is. I was wrong. But you have to appreciate a performance like the one that Dmitry Bivol displayed last night and give him his kudos, because this man did exactly what he said he was going to do. He said he wasn't going to get on his horse. He stood and fight. He threw combinations during exchanges, and he won this fight. And in the numbers, he also won the fight as well. The stats, the overall stats. Beterbiev only had 121 shots landed at a 17.6% rate,
even lower than the
which was even lower than the first fight. Bivol countered with 170 total punches landed, and landed at a 31.1% connect rate. He had more jabs, 85 to 43. He almost doubled them up. He landed more power shots, 86 to 78. And so I thought this was aesthetically and on paper a win for Dmitry Bivol. He boxed superbly, and for all of you guys who love these power punchers and believe that elite boxing can't beat power punchers, I present to you the fight that we watched last night. Elite boxing can beat power punchers. Power punchers can beat boxers, but boxing can beat power punchers. So we had that in the first fight, razor thin. We had that in the second fight, which I still thought was close, but I thought Dmitry Bivol took over this fight in the championship rounds. When he got his second win, and I even saw an interview with Henry Skull, who is the trainer for for Artur Beterbiev, and he also said that he believed that in the 7th or the 8th round, Beterbiev took a round off, which was absolutely the 7th round.
Yeah, because you said it too.
And I did say it. And I said that was a mistake, letting him off. And literally, his trainer echoed my sentiments from last night. He said that he caught a second wind. He got confidence. He got on them skates, and he started moving. And I'm telling you, it is a thing of beauty to see Dmitry Bivol do his thing in the ring. He puts himself in great position, puts himself at perfect angles, and it seemed like every time Beterbiev tried to get off with his combinations, he was answered with a 2 to 3 shot combination. He was going downstairs, he was coming up top, and it was a clinic. It looked like a clinic at the last few rounds. And so kudos to the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world.
Yes.
Definitely. Bivol finished the fight very, very strong. Adi, what was your thoughts on this rematch?
Well, just like the first fight, Dmitry Bivol clearly won the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
But towards the end of the 3rd round, Beterbiev began smothering Bivol. Okay, he started cutting off the ring, bringing the pressure, and delivering the pain. Okay, and round 3 was one of those swing toss-up rounds that I gave to Bivol. Okay, but in rounds 4 through 6, more smothering, more pressure, more cutting off the ring by Beterbiev. He was connecting on those 1s and 2s. And it was looking real shaky for Dmitry Bivol, and I was scared for the guy. Okay, but as but just like the first fight, the turning point happened in the 7th round. Yeah, but this time it was in Bivol's favor.
It was opposite.
It was the opposite. The 7th round was the game changer. As Dmitry Bivol, he got back to his favorite boxer, who was Sugar Ray Leonard. He got back in that mode, moving around, bouncing and moving, and he couldn't be touched as with that high winky right guard, excellent sticking and moving, okay? And in the 7th round, Artur Beterbiev, he connected on a fight low, only 4 landed punches, and he connected only 8% of his punches in that 7th round. He, like Byron said during the fight, he felt like he took the round off. It did look like he did, but the machine, Dmitry Bivol, he would not give up the momentum after that. Yeah. He never gave it up after that 7th round. And Dr. Titanium Fist, in the 12th round, he finally got the momentum. Right. He connected with a nice right hand, vicious right hand in the 12th round, which cut Bivol's eye. There was a lot of blood, but it was too little, too late.
And also, Beterbiev's trainer also alluded to the fast start. And he said, we kind of traded. He said, the last fight we had a slower start, but we had a strong finish. This fight, we had a faster start, but in the end, the finish, he kind of tailed off. So he was talking about that balance. But that 7th round was definitely when this fight changed, and when Bivol got the momentum, he did not relinquish it.
Did not relinquish until the 12th round. Looked like Beterbiev was going for a knockout or knockdown. He was really coming at his ass, and Bivol was like on the run. But yeah, Beterbiev did win that 12th round. But Bivol threw 124 more punches this fight, and he threw 79 more jabs, which was huge. Okay, and like I told y'all on the previous show, it wasn't too much that Beterbiev could improve on from that first fight. I feel like he fought damn near a perfect fight with a man bouncing around, moving around like that. Beterbiev closed the fight real well. The only thing I said that Beterbiev could have improved on was more body shots. Focus on the body more. He did that. He landed 21 more body shots this fight, but like we said, his overall punch output, he went from 20% connection rate to 17% connection rate. And back to those 4th through 6th rounds of this fight, Bivol looked like he was in trouble. It was shaky. And for him to have the resilience and the relentlessness to bounce back, dig deep inside, and overcome that after coming off a loss and then you losing in the first half of this fight again.
It could have got ugly.
It could have got ugly.
It did his thing, but I really feel in this fight that Beterbiev would have had a better shot if he would have sold out to the body. I think the theme of the night was body. Because you had Big Bang Zhang get knocked out, body shot. You had Shakur Stevenson win on a body shot, and I just felt like in the first half of that fight, that's what we kind of alluded, that's what we kind of thought he was going to do, sell out to the body because you're not going to hit his head. You're not going to get a consistent jab on his head. The movement's too good. Like the body is the easiest part of Bivol to hit, so attack the body. But I felt like once he got that little momentum in the 3rd, like at the end of the 3rd and going to the 4th and the 5th and the 6th, he then began to say, I'm going to headhunt. He started thinking knockout. And that was his mistake because you're not going to hit him. And his percentage just dropped because he could not get a jab on him. He could not get his power punches on him. And you just cannot headhunt Dmitry Bivol. You can't do it because you're going to lose.
Definitely. Definitely. Well, Bivol is now undisputed now. But let's talk about Beterbiev. Okay, he's 40 years old. Just lost another epic fight. I mean, these fights, I know, especially even as a young man, these fights take toll on you. So, going forward, Adi, what should we look for from Beterbiev going next?
Well, for damn near the entire fight, Dmitry Bivol is moving, bouncing, blocking, jabbing. I mean, that's a lot. That's a load to try to keep up with, okay? And Artur Beterbiev is 40 years old, okay? So, it looks like Beterbiev will have to knock this man down or knock him out in order to beat him. And by the way, I had the first fight as a draw. Okay,
we all did.
Yeah, I don't even think Bivol lost that first fight.
Yeah.
I believe Beterbiev, he has to try to, like Byron said, he's gonna have to sell out to the body because this guy moving around way too much.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's like 5-6 years younger than this guy. You got to cut off the ring and go to the body, and then maybe get headhunt in the championship rounds when you really see him slow down.
Right.
But that's his only chance. And really, to me, I don't really want to see a trilogy fight. If it was up to me, I don't even want to see it because I see Bivol just has this advantage. I don't think he lost the first fight. He clearly won the second fight, and he's just too quick. He's too fast. He moves around too much for this man, and he's 40 years old. I'd rather see Benavidez versus Bivol. But that's my feelings about it.
Definitely, Byron. Same question to you. Beterbiev, is what you think it's gonna be a trilogy, or is Beterbiev gonna fight somebody else? Possibly.
I think it's gonna be a trilogy. Beterbiev called for a trilogy immediately after the fight. He said run it back. I think with the way that he offered Bivol the rematch, I think Bivol is gonna do the same with him. So again, but I would love to see Bivol pivot and go after Benavidez. That'd be a hell of a fight.
That's must see TV.
It's them two and the motors that they have. That will be a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be mad at that, but I think Turkey sees how lucrative this fight is. I haven't dived into the numbers, but overall, that card, first of all, shout out to Eddie Hearn, who was the savior for 2 fights with 3 days out. Had to get 2 fighters. Also, shout out to Patty, the baddest electrician in the UK, and Martin Bacoli, who came in on 2-day notice.
Yeah.
And these guys fought people that were trained by Iron and were ready to show out. They were ready to be for top tier competition, and these guys kind of threw themselves into a meat grinder and saved this fight. So I think when you can market a card like that with a main event like this, we're gonna see this 3 times, and it's not bad for the sport.
No, definitely not.
It's not bad for the sport, and I understand the age difference, but it's, again, had to fight 115, 113. I think Beterbiev is very close to being dominant in this fight, but I think maybe in this fight he kind of underestimated. Maybe he didn't respect the power, because you look at his face. I think Bivol made a statement.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna run through me, and I'm not afraid of you. So when you fight a fighter like that, then it should be okay. Let's go on the line and get it 7 rounds and throw everything I got at you. And that might be what you need to beat Bivol, because you cannot try to stretch this out into a 12-round fight, because he can just be too good in the latter rounds. And like you said during the fight, it's just amazing to see a 40-year-old man chase this guy around.
Yeah, that is.
Because you have so much energy trying to stay in front of him and to be successful in those later rounds. So I think it's as good as this fight. It's just like minor adjustments. And I honestly want to see a 3rd fight. I want to see how they adjust after these adjustments. Because like his trainer said, this fight was better than the first. And I really feel like it was. I feel like this fight was better than the first. Beterbiev had his moments, but hats off, salute to Bivol today. Like, that was a boxing masterpiece, and I absolutely loved it, every second of it. I watched it twice, watched it again today, and again, I came out with the same score. I thought Bivol was absolutely on fire last night.
I had it 116, 112. I gave Beterbiev, I gave him the first and the second. No, I gave Beterbiev rounds 4 through 6, and I gave him 12. 3 was a swing round, so I can see 115, 113, but I had 116, 112.
Yeah.
And I do want to say this, Dmitry Bivol's chin.
Yeah.
We gotta start.
It showed up.
Man,
It showed. Yeah.
Think about it. Beterbiev knocked out
took some
everybody
shots.
before he fought him.
He took some shots.
And this guy in 4 through 6 rounds, at the end of the 3rd round, he was taking some shots, and he snapped out of it. He didn't get knocked down or nothing. So that guy has a chin.
Yeah.
No, Bivol is a very, very good, great fighter. Like, and just, man, it's good to see when primetime boxers fight primetime boxers.
Yeah.
And it's just great for the sport.
And we don't look at them like they,
we have
shit because they lost. You know what I mean? Just because you not undefeated don't mean you ain't shit.
Loss doesn't make you.
Yeah, like when you lose to another great. I don't think people look at you differently when you lose to somebody that's great or maybe as great as you.
Right.
You know, it happens, man. It just happens. But speaking of Bivol, I know y'all. We already talked. I know y'all say y'all want to see the rematch. But you don't, Adi?
No.
So who would you rather see? What would you rather see Bivol's next move?
Well, you know, it's like everything is working out perfectly for El Monstro David Benavidez. Okay.
Yes.
Now it's working out perfectly for this man. So he made a prediction. He thought Beterbiev was going to win back to back. He thought Beterbiev was going to win, but he did also say that he wanted Dmitry Bivol to win because he wants to beat the man that beat Canelo.
Right.
Canelo won't fight him, so all right, let me beat the man that beat Canelo.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But you know, it does look like a trilogy is going to happen between these guys. I would rather for the Mexican Monster to get the fight, but in the meantime, I'd like to see Benavidez fight the new WBO interim champion Colin Smith, who just beat Joshua Buatsi the other night. Okay, he beat him in a decision. So now Colin Smith has a secondary belt as a light heavyweight, and I believe David Benavidez has about 2 secondary belts. So that would be like a unification fight right there. Right. So if he doesn't get Bivol next, which he probably won't, Colin Smith would be a good one.
Yeah.
So hopefully, it's tricky because what Byron said, I see the economic value of another part of a trilogy. But as a boxer, you looking at Benavidez, who, you know, since he moved up the division, has been phenomenal. So you kind of want to see that Bivol. So it's a tough decision Bivol actually has to make.
Yeah.
Would you, Byron? You want to see the trilogy, right?
I want to see the trilogy, you know, but I'm not mad at Benavidez getting that fight because Benavidez and Bivol have history. They've sparred, and Benavidez knows him, and Benavidez thinks he can beat him. And so he really does. He really does. But the fact that he sparred this man multiple times is huge. Yeah. So, you know, Bivol is not no apparition to him. It's somebody that I know. I know how he get down in the ring. He probably know how his pop is. And so I wouldn't be mad at that fight. I think it'll be a war because both of them got big engines. Both of them young, so that'll be. I mean, it's like Christmas versus Christmas Plus. Like, which one do you root for? But you know, I don't live in imagination land. I gotta live in the realm of reality, and I really feel like Turkey, you know, is not gonna let that part 3 slip through his hands. Both fighters will be on board for it, and just like Adi said, this is how Benavidez is. He's really a next man up. He going after gold. Yeah. And so Colin Smith, you know, after watching that fight, you know, Colin Smith is kind of have a rocky kind of feel to him, but I think he's a speed bump. I think Benavidez will roll over him. And so my thought was, you know, thinking like Turkey, that might be the co-main event for the part 3. Right. Which would make that right there. Now that card, without even filling out the rest, I can't wait to see that. Right. You know, any card with Benavidez on it is money. Yeah. So I think that's what we're gonna see. And again, 175 is on fire. You know, then you got Morrell who's still licking his chops. And we might see that. We might see them loaded on that card with something else.
And Buatsi just has 1 loss.
Buatsi has 1 loss, but Buatsi got hit a lot, you know. And it's just when we're looking at Buatsi and looking at the guys in front of you, it's like, man, you got to go back to the lab because you can't have lackluster defense with these guys with these high inputs. You got 1 that can knock you out and 2 that can put 200-300 shots on you in a fight. Easy. So 175 is looking really good. Remember, there was a time where this division was kind of like, you know, the old Western town that was on the verge of drying out. But now it's a wealth of talent in there, some young talent, and an undisputed champion that's definitely deserving.
Definitely, man. That was once again a great fight. If we see the trilogy or if we see Benavidez, either way, I'm with it. These fights are all very entertaining. You've been watching Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach, along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. Shout out to Byron. Make sure y'all go on Spectator Sporting. Subscribe to that page on YouTube. Leave comments, like, subscribe. We also on Spotify. In the meantime, in between time, we out. Peace.